Well, good evening, this is Hound Dog Steve coming to you on the 7th of June, and that is a Thursday evening, and it is election night in Ontario. And as I will show you in a minute, the Liberals have gone down to a stunning defeat by the PC, the Progressive Conservative Party, with leader Doug Ford. And this would seem to be the rolling out of populist governments around the world. Everywhere you look in recent elections, Slovenia being the most recent, but just before that, Italy and the Five Star Party and the Northern League have now got 2 of the 3 votes of confidence they need to form a governing party. And so this is quite a stunning reversal worldwide, and what's happened in Ontario is really just following in the footsteps of a movement which seemed to have begun with Donald Trump's election down in the United States of America. But I think in general this is sort of a repudiation of some of the extreme left-wing policies, certainly in Europe. So that's something we are not seeing in Canada, but it's certainly evident in Europe. And I'm getting this from a pen pal I have in Cologne, and that is that there is so much upset over the amount of immigration that is taking place in Germany that it is actually destabilizing the population. And you know, they are losing social cohesion, and splinter groups are forming because the public is angry and the government does not want to listen to the public. Anyway, I came across this in the papers the other day, and it's the headline is Italy's populist win, Senate confidence. And here we go. It's just a very short piece, so I'm going to read the whole thing for you. Rome. Italy's new populist government won the first of 2 votes of confidence needed to start governing after its leader denounced Europe's failed immigration policy and warned Tuesday that his cabinet would renegotiate Italy's fiscal obligations so it can help struggling Italians. The Five Star League alliance secured 171 votes in favour from Parliament's upper chamber, well beyond the minimum needed to pass. Another 116 senators voted against the coalition government and 25 abstained. Lawmakers in the lower chambers of deputies, where the 2 parties also have a majority, are set to cast confidence votes Wednesday that would launch Western Europe's first populist government. In his inaugural policy address ahead of the Senate vote, Premier Giuseppe Conte readily acknowledged that the Five Star League partnership marks a radical shift from the Italian status quo. And I'm going to quote here: "If populism is the attitude of leaders to listen to the people, and if anti-system means introducing a new system that removes the old privileges of power, then this government deserves both of those descriptions," said the Premier, who was sworn in to his first political office Friday. Conte was interrupted with applause nearly 3 dozen times during his 75-minute speech. So here again we see the misrepresentation of the word populist. Populist is the leader that listens to the voice of the people. And we certainly have not been getting listened to as the general public, and this has shown up in the vote for PC leader Doug Ford. I don't know what kind of a leader he's going to make. Certainly, I did a video the other day and it was picking the best of the worst, and that certainly seems to be the case here. I personally would have preferred a minority government. As I said, I think it's better for the public when we have a minority government, because none of the leaders then believe they have a mandate from the masses to govern as they see fit, and so there is some kind of natural check in there from the public. But here we have, we're going to find out. There will be about 30 days of transition, and ironically enough, you know, what you're going to find is that the Liberal staffers at this moment, I guarantee you, will be shredding all kinds of policy documents that they had in the works to make sure that the PC government cannot pick up any of their ideas and copy them. And I think this, again, is a very sad state of affairs, because personally speaking, I believe what should happen in government is that you have a core mandate of things that you have to take care of, including the infrastructure and management of resources and so on and so forth. And it doesn't matter which party you elect, they are bound to take care of those core management decisions, and that would include not selling of public infrastructure. We've seen this happen before, and I'm concerned because these politicians do not seem to understand the nature of debt, that they are going to feel that they are forced to have basically a fire sale of our natural provincial assets to try and raise money to pay an unpayable debt. Anyway, I'm going to just go over here to the chart so you can see exactly what's happening. And of course, Premier Wynne is hanging on by the skin of her teeth to her own seat, and there are several polling stations to report in yet, so she is not out of the woods yet. But let's take a look at those results so you can see the hard copy. Here is the breaking news. The Progressive Conservatives have won a majority. They have 72 of the seats in the legislature. The NDP has 40 and the Liberals have 8. And this is an important number for the Liberals because if they hadn't got 8 sitting members, they would have lost their party status. Okay, but the interesting story here is Kathleen Wynne is in the fight of her life. There is only 1,000 votes between the PC candidate and Kathleen Wynne, and all the votes, let's see, 39 of 53 polls reported, so there is still quite a few votes to come in yet. So this is absolutely incredible, and when you see this spread, because if you look at the old map here, the PCs had 27 seats when Parliament entered. As I said, they now have 72. This is a little out of date. But the Liberals had 55, and they have dropped to 8. That is a staggering drop in support for the Liberal Party. And of course, quite an increase for the NDP. Look, they were 18 seats at dissolution, and they now have 41 seats. So this is quite a stunning. The Greens managed to get 1 seat, and the other parties, 3 at dissolution and 0 in this election. So here we go, as was predicted by the wisdom of crowds in the barbershop. That is pretty well what they predicted. It was either going to be a minority or a majority PC government with an NDP opposition. So PCs have got a majority and the NDP will be the official opposition. So this is quite a stunning turnaround, and again this is a complete repudiation of the left wing and socialist policies of the Liberal Party. And of course this stunning little piece of news down here, if you look at the seat standings, elected PC 62, leading in 13, total 75. NDP elected 35, leading 5, total 40. Liberals elected only in 3 seats, leading in 3, total 6. I think the Liberals are going to lose party status. This is staggering, and there are still quite a few polling stations to report in yet. So this race is not over, but I think that the Liberals are done like a dog's dinner, and they will be begging Doug Ford to allow them to maintain party status in the House there. So this is a stunning upset, folks, a stunning upset. And if you want to know what I think is probably the underlying reason behind this, and it's kind of a bit of an irony that we have the PC party, but you know, people are really getting tired of political correctness. It has gone past the bounds of good taste and good judgment. You know, when we're going from manhole covers to personhole covers because somebody might be offended, you know, these things are just not worth arguing about. Anyway, that's something I hear a lot of, is that people are really tired of this relentless nitpicking when there are bigger issues. There are bigger fish to fry here, folks. Anyway, that's what I'm hearing, and that's all I got to say on that subject. So here is a quick closing update, and Kathleen Wynne did win her seat, but look at the result. 17,802 to 17,621. I don't know if that will trigger a recount, but that is about 181 votes difference between the two. And something else which I find is kind of interesting, if you look over here, they have the vote share and the votes. 2,218,000 versus 1,839,000 for the NDP. Now the NDP only got, are only going to get 40 seats potentially, and the PCs are going to get 74 seats potentially. If you had proportional representation as a form of voting for your government, you would have seen a very different result from this, because this just shows you how close the number of people are, but yet how vastly different. You know, the Liberals got 1 million votes, but they ended up with only 5 seats. Maybe they would have done better if we had proportional representation, and that is something that Justin Trudeau has steadfastly resisted. Okay, so there you go. The Liberals paid a price, possibly, for not using either direct democracy or proportional representation. Okay, so as I said, this is breaking news, so I'll make this short and sweet. I wanted to get this up as soon as possible so that you could get the results, although they will be plastered all over the newspapers tomorrow. And as I said, in about 30 days we will see what a PC government will unveil as its ongoing strategy for the next 4 years after the transition has taken place. Okay, so I hope you liked this video. This is Hound Dog Steve signing off. You take care, have a great week, and we will talk to you very, very soon. Take care now. See ya.